All right, so we're coming from live from my man cave over here, is what I call the White House, the real White House. I have the pleasure of actually uploading something finally to YouTube, so this should be pretty cool. I'm going to talk about the Adlerian theory. Um, so, the origins of the theory. Now, the Adlerian theory was derived from philosopher and psychiatrist Alfred Adler. In 1912, Adler began to explore concepts of equality, parent education, the influence of birth order, lifestyle, and the holism of individuals, and introduced individual psychology as an alternative to psychoanalysis. Adler believed that we all have one basic desire and goal: to belong and feel significant. Through his research and study, Adler concluded that when a person feels encouraged, capable, and appreciated by way of others, we will in turn act in a cooperative manner. In retrospect, when we are discouraged, we may act in an unhealthy and detrimental manner to ourselves and those around us. Summary of theory. Adlerian therapy is an evidence-based approach that can be applied successfully in the treatment of any type of psychological disorder or mental illness. Adler believed that we construct our reality according to our view of the world. A basic assumption of individual psychology is that we can only think, feel, and act in relation to our perception of our goal. Therefore, we can be fully understood only in light of knowing the purposes and goals toward which we are striving. He also believed that the human soul is not about being but rather becoming, further putting out the notion of adaptation. Adler also discusses the significance of striving for superiority. Adler stresses that striving for perfection and coping with inferiority by seeking mastery are innate. These ideas are called basic inferiority and compensation. From our earliest years, we recognize that we are helpless in many ways. We are characterized by feelings of inferiority. The moment we experience inferiority, we are pulled by the striving for superiority. Adler maintains that the goal of success pulls people forward toward mastery and enables them to overcome obstacles. The goal of superiority contributes to the development of human community. An individual's core belief and assumptions through which the person organizes his or her reality and finds meaning in life events constitutes the individual lifestyle, or the plan of life, style of life, movement, strategy for living, or roadmap. Lifestyle is the connecting theme that unifies all of our actions, and our lifestyle consists of all of our values and perceptions regarding self, others, and life. It is the characteristic way we move toward our life goal. The concept accounts for why all of our behaviors fit together to provide consistencies to our actions. Adlerian therapy may be used in conjunction with other therapeutic approaches such as play therapy, art therapy, and culturally sensitive counseling, as it best suits the needs of the individuals involved. An Adlerian approach can be employed with children, adolescents, adults, individuals, couples, families, or other groups. Application areas. All right. One of the core tenets of Adlerian therapy is that individual behavior must be explored within the context of a client's sense of fitting in with their community and society at large. In some cases, this extends to birth order and how one roles within the family affects the development of one's personality and future relationships. Adlerian therapists often work in schools, clinics, corporations, and other community settings, helping to create learning environments that provide a sense of belonging and respect for all. These therapists work especially with those people who are in most need of positive, future-oriented counseling and encouragement. Cultural issues. The Adler's theory focuses heavily on the individual. It focuses on their adaptation back into society. The theory is easily adaptable to cultural values that emphasize community as they focus on cooperation and socially oriented values. However, changing and adapting may be problematic for some clients of different cultural backgrounds. Also, members of different cultural backgrounds may also feel as though it is inappropriate to reveal family information, which is an imperative portion of Adler's therapy. Ethical issues. A counselor's attitudes and belief about mental illness and affective treatment options could be a potential issue in using Adlerian therapy and counseling, especially as it pertains to medication. Personal biases regarding a client's use of medication could potentially hinder the therapeutic process. Counselors using this form of therapy should have knowledge of different mental illness, triggers, effects, and medications in order to best understand their client. Setting up therapy sessions. All right. So Adlerian therapy takes place in 4 stages. 4. Number 1, engagement on creating a collaborative relationship with your client. Working with clients is based on a sense of deep caring, involvement, and friendship. Adlerian therapists seek to make person-to-person contact with clients rather than starting with the problem. The initial focus their assets and strength rather than dealing continually with their deficits and liabilities. A positive relationship is created by listening, responding, demonstrating respect for clients' capacity to understand purpose and seek change, and exhibiting faith, hope, and caring. Adlerians pay more attention to the subjective experiences of the clients than they do to using techniques. Number 2, assessment of the client's personal history with the emphasis on both birth order and early childhood memories. The second phase consists of 2 interview forms, the subjective interview and the objective interview. The subjective interview, the counselor helps the client to tell their story as completely as possible. The subjective interview should extract patterns in the person's life, develop hypotheses about what works for the person, and determine what accounts for the various concerns in the client's life. Adlerians end a subjective interview with this question: how would your life be different, and what would you do differently if you did not have this symptom or problem? The objective interview analyzes A, how problems in the client's life began, B, any precipitating events, C, a medical history, D, a social history, E, the reasons that clients chose therapy at this time, F, the person's coping with life tasks, finally G, a lifestyle assessment. All right, here's the third stage, insight, wherein you help the clients view their situation from a different perspective, switching a negative outlook to a positive one. When speaking of insight, Adlerians are referring to an understanding of the motivations that operate in a client's life, a special form of awareness that facilitates a meaningful understanding within the therapeutic relationship and act as a foundation for change. Disclosure and well-timed interpretations are techniques that facilitate the process of gaining insight. They are hunches or guess, and they are often stated, it seems to me that, could it be that, this is how it appears to me. Number 4, reorientation, wherein you suggest active steps that clients can take outside of therapy to reinforce newly developed insights and perhaps learn even more about themselves and their capabilities. Encouragement is the most distinctive Adlerian procedure and is central to all phases of counseling and therapy. As a part of the encouragement process, Adlerians use a variety of cognitive, behavior, and experimental techniques to help clients identify and challenge self-defeating cognitions, generate perceptual alternatives, and make use of assets, strengths, and resources. Clients are encouraged to as if they were the people they want to be. Clients are asked to catch themselves in the process of repeating old patterns. Commitment is an essential part of this process. Adlerian practitioners focus on motivation, modification more than behavior change and encourage clients to make holistic changes on the useful side of living. Overall, the focus is on reframing the attitude, beliefs, and lifestyle choices that block success so that the client is more effective at reaching their desired goal. Once again, this is Philip Kelly, and I've had the pleasure of my first YouTube video. Thank you.